Welcome back to a special Nosebleed section. I am your host as always. I'm going with Justice for KT today is my name. I'm joined by my co-host as always, Incoherent Yelling or Benny Thurman III, and a special guest, our boy June from Off the Top Sports. June, what's going on?
What's up? What's up, man? Happy to be on here. I always check y'all out after my show go off on Mondays, and I'm like, man, I got to be on that show to talk some Giants football, man. I got to. We was texting Joe. I'm like, I like y'all points, man. Y'all make every week on the show, so I'm like, man, I'm always on the comments, commenting and like,
Oh, I know.
you right, word. Oh man,
Nah, I feel that. We had it's a like we always try to make connections and try to do some work, but like you said, we always both or all three of us are always busy, and all three of us are Giants fans and have different shows going at the same time, so it's hard
yeah,
to link up. But
hmm
this Thanksgiving we got a little special, so
yeah,
we're gonna jump into it. But unfortunately, the Giants did fall a bit short yesterday. There's our Thanksgiving game scored 28-8 in Dallas. Um, And I know usually me and Vinci go with things that we like from the game and things that we dislike, but
hmm
I just gotta start off talking about my name today. And my name is, as it should be obvious, but Justice for KT, Justice for Kayvon Thibodeau. Like, I don't know what this man did to anybody. I don't know what the league has against him. I don't know what it could possibly be going on with this, but week after week, and it's been 11 games now, we watch this dude win on his pass rush and
hmm
get held. There's legit how many examples of it? And one of the
yes,
biggest examples was when Tyler Smith had him around the neck, dragging him down, and he still managed to get home to Dak Prescott, who just got the ball off. And in the back part of that play, you see Jalen Smith also blitzing and Tony Pollard holding onto his foot for dear life. And the ref is standing right there watching both of them and throws no flag. I don't know what Kayvon Thibodeau did to piss off the NFL 11 games into his career, but Jesus, please, justice for KT. And everybody, Giants fans included, want to
hmm
talk about how this guy's a bust. Oh, you should have got Aiden Hutchinson. How? He went before our pick, idiots.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm just sick and tired of it. Like, all right, 11 games in his career. Oh, he's only got one sack.
hmm
Oh, he's a bust. Oh, should have took somebody else. Do you watch Giants games? Do you see when man is held? Do you see every play he's being tackled by the offensive lineman? No, you don't watch games. And if you do watch games, you just watch to watch or watch to get drunk and do something on your Sundays because you don't know football clearly. Every day, every game, this man gets tackled by linemen, and there's no call, no call. And I'm just sick of watching it. Like, justice for KT, man. Oh my gosh. Oh, I had to come in hot to start the show. Uh,
You ain't say nothing wrong.
Nah, at all. It's been happening
You ain't
all.
say, you ain't say nothing wrong. Go ahead, man.
Nah, it's been happening all year, man. Actually, you could say with all the holding and everything, he was the best player on the defensive side of the ball
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. Um, you know, but I don't know. I don't know if Dable have to curse some more refs out. uh, you know,
I saw
because
that too.
usually, hey Joe, you coach football. Usually situations like that, I don't know if Dable doing it. He probably doing it. You walk up to the ref, before the game on situations like that. Like what? Now I'm not we're not actually telling the ref to cheat, but like look out for the hold. Like, oh my
Right,
God, he's winning
right,
his matchups. So look
right.
out for the hold. But it's just continue happening week after week after week, man.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
and you're right. Like you do sit there and you'll walk up. All right, guy gets held or whatever. You walk up to the ref after the play and you say, "Hey, ref, my guy's winning his matchup. Number so and so for their
Mhm.
team is holding my guy.
Yeah.
Can you just keep an eye out for that? Can you
Mhm.
just watch that?" The ref will be like, "Oh, well." The ref will say like, "You, oh, I got you," or he'll say, "Oh, it's not my job. That's his call to make." Be
Yeah.
like, cool. Tell him because you got a headset on. Tell him, "Hey, watch out for number so and so." He's holding my guy every play. He's pulling his jersey. His hands around his neck. It's grabbing his top, whatever it may be. They'll walk up and they'll hopefully they'll rate again, or you can stand next to the guy and wait for him, and maybe they'll be like, "Hey, so and so, watch this guy, watch so and so number." It at least is there. Like I just don't see like every week he's just getting held. And Benji made a great point that we need to get somebody across from him. I understand Aziz is still on IR, and I know the hamstring, whatever, is killing us. Like,
need to get out there, man.
Like, yeah, like you gotta get off the men. Gotta get off the men. And to Benji's point yesterday, like you gotta get somebody across from him that can draw some of that attention away from him, because he's just getting double teamed. He's getting chipped by running backs, tight ends, and linemen are taking advantage. He's still winning those matchups sometimes, but if you put an end across from him that can do something, and it takes the attention off of KT, and then he can really go to work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like that it just stresses me out. Like,
You're not the only one, man. You're not the only one. Like, I'm sitting up here and I'm watching this mess yesterday, and I'm like, don't for anybody listening, like I said, maybe this the food talking right now, because I'm like, I'm good at the moment because I just had like plate number 3. So like I said, I'm a little even at the moment right now. So this is me being a little nice. But no one is coming out here saying that we got quote unquote cheated and that was the reason that we lost. All right,
no,
ain't nobody coming out here saying that. All right, because all I can hear is people sitting up here talking like, "Oh man, look at the penalty numbers. The Giants got called for 7, Dallas got called for 13." Yeah, completely understandable. We got outplayed in the second half. That's why we lost.
Yeah.
All right. What we're saying is that 13 penalties on Dallas should have been about 25. That's the problem. All right. So when you're sitting up here and you're listening to like your fair weather fan base there, I know all over Twitter talking about Kayvon, on how he ain't got the stats, he ain't got no sacks, nothing, all this other nonsense. Watch the man play. Watch the man play. Dude goes out there and he causes havoc. The problem right now is the fact that this team should have been like, this team hasn't built to succeed just yet. We are overachieving at the moment, and we got people out there like playing way above their pay grade. So it's just like we're going out there and we're winning stuff that we shouldn't actually be winning at times or whatever. And it's gotten a lot of us as fans way hyped up. And I'm hyped up too. I want us to go to the playoffs. I want us to succeed. Because you get in the tournament, anything can happen. Right? But the fact is, when I'm hearing people sitting up here being like, yo, y'all are sitting up here talking about, Kayvon Thibodeau should have done what was he? Nah, Kayvon, he ain't good. Y'all should have got this other guy. Oh no, this other dude, he got 4 or 5 sacks. Well, Joe brought it up. Y'all should have got Aiden Hutchinson. How? We were sitting at 5. Aiden Hutchinson went 2. Right? Ain't nobody trading up at that point, bro. We had stuff that we had to fill. All right. I'm sitting up here and I'm just trying to wonder how it is that people take what this man is doing, going out there, his play recognition, the actual pressure that he gets on the quarterback. Like, this stuff is going to come.
Yeah, it's going to come.
Part of it is like his own physical makeup or whatever. It's just like, all right, he's a little bit light, so he can't break through it sometimes or whatever, but he's using his speed, he's using his moves, everything like that. He is going to get there. Yeah. All right. But like I said, for the fair weather fans, calm your damn nerves and keep watching.
Be patient. Be patient. It's going to come.
That's it. That's it. It's just like, it's some of these Giants fans kill me that want us to go 17-0 and make the playoffs, win a Super Bowl. As soon as we lose a game, then it's just like, oh, same old fan base, same old this, same old that. Fire everybody. Like, yo, like, come on. First off, nobody saw us being 7-3.
Nah.
Nobody saw us at this point being 7-3. Like, at the beginning of the season, me and Bennie did a podcast about our expectations, and I said new regime again, new staff, like laying over, cutting all these major pieces like Blake Martinez,
Mhm.
cutting Bradbury, getting rid
Yeah.
of all these people. I said in the beginning of the season, I said we can go 7-10 to 8-9. That'd be a great first season, a great foundation to build on. With a new regime, blowing it up, actually doing a rebuild, not just doing a retooling like Gettleman's stupid stuff was talking about. Thinking we could spend $70 million every offseason, just keep putting it
Yeah.
back and putting it back and putting it back. Like that's not how you build. Building through free agency, that's not how you build. Not how
Hmm.
you build.
At
So for
all.
us to turn around and have 7 wins at this point. Yes, we're 7-4. Yes, we've lost two straight.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Like it's an up and down NFL season. It's going to happen.
Hmm.
Like you can't just jump ship the moment we start losing the games. Everybody knew going into the game. You're down to Dory Jackson. You're down Fabian Moreau. You're down Xavier McKinney. You're
Yeah.
down 3 offensive linemen.
Hmm.
Everybody knew we had to play our A game.
To
That's
be valid.
best play calling, best situational football, best
Hmm.
clock management. And you're looking at people like Nick McLeod and Darnay Holmes and Cardell Flott and
Yeah.
Jason Pinnock to
Yeah.
be those people. And it wasn't going to happen.
Uh,
Now, yes, you look at Dallas, and it sucked that every 3rd and 15, they could just throw the ball up to CD Lamb, and it was DPI every time. Yes, we understand that sucked because I think that was complete BS. There was
mhm.
some really Darnay had his moments, and it was like, "Oh, what the hell are you doing?" But
Yeah.
there definitely were some times where they would just throw the ball up in the air, and the rest were already just throwing it. It's like you're not even looking what's going on. You're just throwing a flag to throw it. And it was just whatever. Well, he's got beat the first 3 times, or he's not gonna get beat these next 3 times. Like it just got ridiculous after a while. We could not get off the field on a third, and we hadn't been third and long how many times?
More than enough.
Much.
Like
A lot.
how many times do we have these guys at 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, and it wasn't even a play call. Me, Benji, and my brother sat in a group chat, and I said, "Oh, 3rd and 15, throw the ball up to CD Lamb," and
Hmm.
every time, just throw it to CD Lamb, and it flag DPI. Like it's just so frustrating to watch. Like
Yeah.
And I think part of the issue when it comes to what was going on with the calls going for CD is a reputation that Darnay Holmes built up because yeah, he does hold the line.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he was catching passes, Baron Lucas. We understand that, all right, and we understand you're a Cowboy fan. Relax. Nice
B's
podcast.
in the chat wilding right now.
D, that's my co-host. That's my
Y'all,
co-host.
y'all, 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 y'all are having y'all are having a ball right now because you just won your Super
I
Bowl. I get it.
I already knew
All
when
right.
June came B, so I'm already prepared
Uh,
for it.
I understand we got Cowboys fans in the family. Like I understand how y'all act. Like get it together, have y'all fun right now. Like I said, because when that gets to the playoffs, that's just gonna be. I got people still complaining that Dez caught the ball.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
like I said, y'all go ahead, chill
Yeah,
out.
Holmes not a bum neither. B, stop it. It was one of the bad game he had right here. He usually is one of the best. I call one of the best slot corners in the league. I think.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. And this is one of the things that I was saying yesterday. This dude is was drafted to be a slot corner.
Corner, yeah.
So you sitting up here and you got my man out there on another team's number one receiver,
Mm-hmm.
a guy that was supposed to go top 10. Come on.
No
Come
help
on.
and
You
no
got to
help.
get a man some type of help. And like I said, granted, I know we were going in there shorthanded, but that
Mm-hmm.
goes into something else that we're going to be talking about in a little while, too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, we might as well talk about it. It really, after this point, it's really something that you brought up, Benji, yesterday, as far as just like the play calling and just knowing your personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, June, what are your thoughts on that whole thing? As far as Kafka and as far as Wink, like knowing you're down your whole secondary besides Love,
Mm-hmm.
like, and still trying to run the same type of like schemes. Like, what do you think? What do you think about that, June?
Wink, as far as on the defensive side, Wink is gonna be Wink, man. He's gonna send the blitzes. He gonna play his style of football. He was doing that last year with Baltimore when they was down players. He don't change his style. But you got it with, like you said, the players out. Mano going into that game with no Mano and Dory Jackson, got to change it up a little bit. Now the guys that we had out there, I'm not saying they was great yesterday, but you did see some little bright spots in the kid that caught the interception. Darius
Talking
Williams,
with Darius Williams.
who's a rookie, and he had potential. You see some potential, but I feel like on the defensive side of the ball, it could have calmed down with the blitzes a little bit, give a little help to Darnay Holmes on that side. Then on the offensive side, the fourth down play call, some of the play calling. One time he ran a draw with not a draw, gave on a 3rd and 5, gave the ball to Saquon Barkley. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? We got to get aggressive here. You got to get aggressive here, and it's just. Then the fourth down play on our 40-yard. I feel like they just scored. You don't go right. You don't go for it right there. Now they got the whole. They had the momentum on their side already. You put the ball. Let's back them up, because let's keep it real. Dak, was he really having a great game? Like no, like
he threw 2 picks.
2 picks. He was not having a great game,
I think they were more so scared because they weren't stopping Dallas after a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think that's why I was like, they had to feel they had to go for it. I mean, and yeah, Daniel Jones has to make that throw. Like it hit Saquon's hands. Saquon was falling because Saquon always falls for no reason. But if you just like if you treat it like a screen and you fade back and you just loft it out there towards the sideline and put it over Barkley's shoulder and let him run under it, he has nothing but space on that sideline.
Yeah.
Like, nothing but space. But Benji, I know you brought that point up as far as like our personnel and everything. So what are your thoughts on it so you can expand on it more?
Well, all right, first and foremost, as far as the play calling goes, like I know where we were going. Like John, I know where you were going with it. I understand why we handed the ball off and then went for it on 4th. Defense had been on the field for like 8 minutes on that drive prior. And I think I'm a little more pissed off with the 3rd down call than I am with the decision to go for it on 4th. Because like the 3rd down, you're like, all right, listen, you got to get some type of aggressive with this.
Yeah.
All right. You got to like actually go for the 1st down right then and there. Don't sit there and give yourself a give up play and hope that you break one. In like the mindset, like, all right, if I don't get it, we still got 4th down. We can do X, Y, and Z. Because then you end up in a situation where anything could happen on that 4th down play. And then like you end up in the exact same situation that you're in right now that it ended up happening. Okay, now Dallas has the ball on the 40-yard line and they can blow this thing wide open.
Yeah.
All right. Problem is, like I said, this team is built in such a way where perfection is required in order to succeed. And let me change that. It's not built in a way. It is currently sitting in a way where perfection is required to succeed because you got literally no one available to actually help out any of your actual stars in this team. All right. Shepard down. Galladay ain't doing shit. Tony gone. What happened to David Sills? I don't know. He's gone somewhere. He even got Thanos snapped in the, he even got dusted or something. All right. The entire defense is gone or whatever. Isaiah Hodgins, like the 2 plays that this man is even known for is a fumble from the other game and, the touchdown getting called back because I
rolling him out there. Like, you got a man you paying $72 million. All right, it's nothing you can lose from it. Roll him out there and see what he could give you. Why you keep rolling these practice players out there? It just, oh my God. Oh, I'm good at it.
Yo, Kenny Galladay. The funny thing about it is Galladay was on the field. Now, I don't know what the deal was with why it is that he didn't see any targets. Maybe it's not just a trust issue.
They was putting digs on him too. Like, yo, why y'all putting digs on Galladay? He has been a non-factor all year.
I'm like, I don't understand that. But like I'm saying, it's one of those things where it's just like, yo, listen, this is what we got. We're gonna try and sit up there and get the absolute most out of it. It's literally Yeah, you remember those cartoons or whatever back in the day where the kid is stuck in the desert or whatever, and he's like pouring out his canteen, and it's just that little drop of water, or he finds the faucet and that junk just goes. That's us squeezing out every little bit of talent that we have right now. All right, but when it comes to, like I said, the offensive play calling was incredibly inconsistent yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we got the ball back, like what was it? When Dallas went up 28-13, we got the ball back. All right. There's 7-something minutes left on the clock.
No
And this
sense.
team is operating as if we are up by 15.
Yo, no sense of urgency.
There was absolutely no sense of urgency whatsoever. So I don't know what was going on with that one. I don't know if it was just like, all right, listen, we ain't gonna take this one, so let's just sit up there and try and get something going for the week after that or something. Let's try and get out of here with no injuries or whatever. I don't know what the situation was. And then on top of that, where was Saquon on those last couple of possessions? Was he hurt? Was he just sitting because of the fact that he wasn't performing? I don't know what the situation was. Now, what I do know is that he owned up to his mistakes in the press conference, but that doesn't solve anything. What solves it is correcting that on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Then on to the defense. My God. We done went over this already. Y'all done went over this already while I'm sitting up here playing PlayStation and listening to y'all. Mm-hmm. Wink got to chill. Right? I know he going to be himself. He going to go out there. He going to blitz. He going to try and pressure and all kinds of other stuff. But that, in this exact same situation, is what got him fired from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you got to learn from your mistakes. So, y'all can go ahead and take it.
Can I have a little something on the play calling again?
Good.
I don't know. Last year, did y'all watch the Thanksgiving game last year? The Cowboys and the Raiders game?
Yeah, I can't really remember it this moment, but yeah.
Do y'all remember how the Raiders attacked Dallas in that game?
No, from the top of my head.
He kept going at Anthony Brown, and Anthony Brown picked up like 5 PIs in that game last year. What we do last in the first half yesterday? That big catch, that Slater, we went down the field, right? We put that big catch. Oh, Anthony Brown. Pastor, why we are not going down the field a lot more? You see it worked the first time. Let's go down the field. We Dickin' Duncan. Like, let's go down the field. Slayton can outrun some of these guys. I think he I swear, I think he threw the ball down the field 2 times yesterday. Come on. Like, we need some quick plays. I just felt like, come on, it worked the first time. Let's keep going at it again. Anthony Brown is a bum. A bum. Let's keep attacking him. And the play calling is on the offensive side. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we saw. I looked at some of the stats. I took a couple notes, and again, we saw like Richie James had a decent game. Slayton had a big play down the middle, down the sideline, and we talked about Slayton the past couple of weeks. Slayton's been having good games, so I mean, I don't know if the guy's resurging. I don't know if I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but he's proving to be effective when he gets the ball. So I mean,
dude was the fifth receiver in game 1. He was like the fifth receiver.
Yeah, and now he's like our only option. I mean, like, I understand losing Bellinger was a big part of the offense. Like, I get that really hurt us, but I mean, you gotta do something. As far as like we talk about Golladay, like for all intents and purposes, like Golladay is still 6'4", 6'5". Like, just throw the ball up to the guy. Like, if nothing else, if the guy's on a one-on-one, Anthony Brown, you're not expecting to throw the ball because the guy has like 4 targets in 3 weeks. He had 0 targets yesterday. Like, Daniel Jones literally did not look the man's way, not once. The ball didn't go to his vicinity, not once. So just turn your head, move the receiver one way, and go back to the other way to Kenny Golladay, who's 6'5", in man coverage by himself. Just throw the ball up and see what happens. Take a shot. Take a shot deep. Like I don't understand. We just want to dink and dunk. Like, we're trying to make Richie James into freaking Jerry Rice. Like, I don't get it. I just don't understand. Like, we picked it. Like, I talked about this a couple of times, and I'm going to adjust the offense and the defense. Offensively, there has to be somebody that we can pick up that's competent. Like the Raiders just cut Brian Edwards. Brian Edwards was pretty decent on the Raiders. I'm on the Falcons. He's a bigger body guy. He's 200 something plus pounds. He's 6'3".
Can I
He
name a
can be
few players?
effective.
Can I name a few players that's still out there that we could pick up? Will Fuller is still available. Pick him up. He's a deep threat kind of guy. T.Y. Hilton is still a free agent. Muhammad Sanu are still free agents. Guys that's been proven in this league. But you keep rolling Hodges out there, the Richie James. Come on. I think they're comfortable because we got the 7-4 with these guys. They are comfortable with it. They like you say, nobody expected us to be 7-4. I think we're 7-4 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
7-4 at this point. So they are comfortable with it. With these players, they got us here. So let's keep rolling the dice with these players. But no, you're not gonna win. Continue to win, especially in December. Y'all know in late November, December, it's winning time. You're not gonna win with these players, man.
No. I mean, and even on the defensive side, like I said, Brian Evans on the offensive side, but even on the defensive side, Trey Waynes, Chris Harris, Kevin King, Jimmy Smith, AJ Boye, like there's still veteran corners that we can go out and get. Like, ask me if I knew who Nick McLeod was before this season. No. Like, come on, Fabian Moreau has come in and been a great addition for us, but he's down. Adoree Jackson's hurt when Adoree Jackson shouldn't be hurt because he should be playing because we should have Quadir Pimpleton or whatever his name, Khalil Pimpleton, back there, elevated off the practice squad, returning punts. But we have to have our number one corner, who is a cornerstone of our defense, returning punts. This is not at USC. You are not this amazing athlete that shadows over other people. You're not USC playing like Southwest Minnesota. You're not like this isn't college. You're not 20 anymore. You're not 19 anymore. You're 26, 27 years old. You make too much money. You're too important to the defense. You're the number one corner. Why are you back returning punts? When we took the guy Pimpleton off of the Lions practice squad because he was killing in the punt return game. Why did we take him and not elevate him to the practice squad not once? And then off that, just let him play receiver because what else you got to lose? Because all you're doing is forcing the ball to Slayton and Richie James every play anyway.
Yeah.
And every random tight end that you pick up, you picked up Tanner Hudson, you're throwing the ball to him. You got Lawrence Cager from the Jets practice squad. Now you're forcing the ball to Lawrence Cager. You got Chris Myarick. He had a catch for 20 yards yesterday. Like, I don't understand. Like you said, we pick up people like Isaiah Hodgins, and he's gone from off the street to the number 2 receiver. Unproven guy. Like you said, there's veterans out there that are proven, but probably can help a little better than this guy.
Yeah.
People like I don't get it. And like you guys said, like the other thing, like the main thing you guys said was also just like the situational awareness. Like, you're down, and there was just no sense of urgency. We're in the huddle for 30 seconds, walking to the line, and just running like simple run plays and stuff like that. When there's 5 minutes to go or 6 minutes to go in the game.
No, it's football. It's not over till say 0-0 on the clock. We seen the Jets come back this year against Cleveland, down 14 to 15 points in that game. Like, come on, continue playing football. You never know what can happen. What Dallas you talking about here?
Like I said, we were 7-2 going into last week, and then the Lions came in. The Lions came in and rolled us, and that was just. And I mean, like when you look at the stats too, like you look at people like you look at people like this game, like Saquon again, another performance, not a great rushing performance. He had 11 rushes for 39 yards. Daniel Jones had over 200 yards passing, but.
Do you feel like they go away from the run once they see like a couple of plays, this stuff? I feel like they go away from the run too. They go away from it too quick to me. Like, we're a running team. They went away from it the second half. They ran the ball like 5 times in the second half with Saquon.
It was like, and again, like Benji alluded to, like you took Saquon off the field for a minute, so he's out. And then, I mean, you got somebody, you put like Gary Brightwell in, and Matt Brady, you got them running the ball.
Yeah.
Like, And like Dennis just said, like yeah, it kind of does suck. Like if you stop Saquon, you could beat us. And we've been talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking about this. Like the whole time, the past couple weeks, we've been talking about what we're gonna do, what's gonna happen when you beat. I mean, when you take Saquon away, what's gonna happen to the offense? Like, and
And
even Dallas going, and even going into Dallas, the game plan for us to sit back and have 3/5 of the line out, for us to be down our starting left guard, our starting center, and our starting right tackle, we sure tried to throw a lot of passes yesterday.
yeah.
Against that front.
Mm-hmm.
Like we sure sat back and tried to throw some plays that took a long while against that front.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. And like you said, like late in the game, Saquon just came out, and I don't know if it was he hurt, was he were they just going away from him? I know Brightwell got a couple runs, and Brightwell was running well when he
Mm-hmm.
got his opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I know Breda had a decent run or two, but like, listen, your best player is Saquon. Your best player is Saquon Barkley. Like, if you can't get the ball to him running, like we said before, did you put him in the slot? Do something. Try to get a mismatch. Try to get a linebacker on the guy. Just have him run down the field, run down the seam. Do something. Like you have to adjust your play calling to who you have to your personnel.
Mhm.
And I think it's one of the games where Kafka has to realize he's not in KC anymore. Like you don't have Mahomes, you don't have that O line, you don't have a Kelsey, you don't have Tariq Hill, you don't have a Juju. Like you don't have these people anymore. Recognize the personnel that you have.
Good.
And
Good.
did you guys watch the post game press conference?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, like I said, I just heard about like I said, most of it was just the fourth down play where it was that Daniel Jones and Saquon, both of them were trying to own responsibility for why that mess didn't work. But that's all I had because, like I said, once the game was over, I was done on football for the day.
And you didn't watch the Minnesota Patriot game? That was
No, the funny thing is, I actually thought that game was going to end up on Amazon Prime,
oh,
so
okay.
I didn't think anybody was going to be watching it. So I just went and started, just doing whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I happened to see my father watching the game. I'm like, wait a minute, is this actually on TV? Okay.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game.
Yeah, it's funny. Like you watch a loss like that, and then all of a sudden everybody jumps right back on social media, and it's move on from Saquon, move on from Daniel Jones, and it's like, don't y'all get old? Don't you get tired of this? Like, don't we get tired? Like every time we lose, we just like both of them are done. Daniel Jones isn't the answer. Like Saquon is washed up, he's gone. Like, don't we get tired of this narrative?
Yeah, relax.
Nah, man. Like honestly, we have one of I'm not gonna say the most, but we definitely have one of them that's up there, the most overly dramatic fan bases in sports. Period.
Yeah, yeah. So quick to just jump ship. So quick to jump ship. As B said, move on from Daniel Jones. It's this offseason is going to be very interesting. Before we get into that, um, only thing I really was just looking at was we've gone from. I mean, we still control our own destiny. We're 7-4. Like, so I'm not worried about anything yet. My thing becomes now. I know at least me and Benji. June. I probably would think that you thought that we could have beat the Lions.
Yeah, and would have said us comfortable because I feel like you need in that division in the NFC you're gonna need 10 wins to get in that play and get in the playoff. 10 wins might lock you in there, but now losing to the Lions now is it's kind of hard now. You still got 4 division games left. Then you still got it. We got to go to Minnesota, right? They don't come to us, right?
I think we always go to Minnesota. I think they have it like in their contract that they never come to MetLife.
Yeah, we got to go to Minnesota. Yeah, we got to go to. I got the schedule right here. We got to go to Minnesota. Got the next 3 games are division games. Well, the 4 the Cowboys game,
Yep.
but the 3 games are division games. Washington, twice in 2 weeks. Which I feel like They got talent over there. Don't sleep on Washington. I know the quarterback.
Oh, they're coming over.
They got
Oh, I
two
know.
running backs. They got three good receivers. They could go at us, and we dealing with injuries on that back in that end of the defense, man. So it's not locked in now. 7-2. You're looking at 7-2. Okay, the Giants might make the playoffs, especially if they pick up this win against the Lions. But now 2 straight losses. You gotta fight. Gotta fight
I,
for
I know. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago. I was like, if we had lost yesterday, if we had beat the Lions, we would have been 8-3.
Yeah.
We're sitting at 8-3 going into next week, and to end our season, we have the Commanders, the Eagles, the Vikings, the Colts, and the Eagles again. And my question to both of you is like, and I'll start with you, Benji. Do you think we can pull 3 wins out of those last 6 games?
Yep.
I think so.
And you know why? Because I think that second Eagles game, they aren't going to be playing anybody.
They ain't gonna play nobody.
You split with Washington. You take the game against Indy, and you take the game against Philly and Philadelphia. There's your 3.
Them ain't 3. Yep. I said the same thing earlier. I forgot who I was talking to. I said the same thing earlier. We could get 3. Split with Washington, the Colts game, and Philly game is not going to be a non-factor. I feel like they're not going to play nobody in that game. I feel like they're going to. I feel around that time they should clinch the NFC for that number.
Right.
I think I agree with that too. I agree. I think we can. What do you say? What do you think we're going to split with the Commanders?
We should be able to split that.
With the
Because
Commanders,
even if, like, say we don't take that first game against Commanders, which I know people sit up there and they say this is a non-factor, but that's a legacy game right there. That's one of the games with the old 90s uniforms, the old end zones and everything. Guys get a little extra hyped up for stuff like that. So granted, say we don't take that one. All right. A couple of weeks after that, guess who should be back in the lineup? Adoree Jackson should be back. Even if Evan Neal isn't back in this next game, shouldn't he be back for the next Commanders game down in Washington? Where hopefully at that point we should be getting some people back or whatever. Like I said, what the team needs more so than anything right now is to get healthy. You get some of these guys back on the field, and I'm like I said, hoping against hope. My God, what if Xavier McKinney comes back? Because we completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
To talk about this one.
Getting beat by all them tight ends yesterday, right?
Well,
getting beat by all them tight ends.
Oh my God!
If McKinney is in that game instead of Jason Pinnock.
That's why I said yesterday. I was like, "Yo,
I just think about MBT when you say that name, MB Pinnock." Like
if Adoree, Moreau, and McKinney play yesterday, this is a completely different game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we're winning. I'm not saying it's 40-10. The Giants kill. I'm not saying that. But if Adoree, Moreau, and McKinney played yesterday on Thanksgiving, it's a completely different game. Completely different. We're not getting hit with 12 or whatever 8 DPIs. We're not getting hit with DPI every time they decide to throw the ball up. Like it's just not happening. And that's just that was the main thing that really killed me. Like you said, that and just why did it seem like no matter who we put, why couldn't we guard tight ends? Like why it's always been like that though. It's always been like that with us and everybody, and not even just Dallas. We could never guard Jason Witten. That was one of the most unathletic looking people I've ever seen in my life. Whether he was a rookie or the last season of his career, we could never guard Jason Witten. We could put a linebacker, a corner, a safety. It didn't matter. Jason Witten was killing us the entire game. Like it happened with him. It happened with the Eagles and Zach Ertz and Brett Selleck and Dallas Goedert. Happened with the Commanders with whoever random tight ends that they pick up. We got Logan Thomas over there now.
Remember Chris Cooley?
Jordan Reed. Like
Chris Cooley.
It doesn't matter. We just have an inability. We can guard number one receiver. We can't guard tight ends to save our life. I just never understood it. Never understood it. I'm just looking at next week now, and I'm just like, look at next week now because again, we're still down Adoree. We don't know if Moreau's going to be back. We're hoping he's back. We don't know if he's going to be back. Now Flott's down with an injury. Flott had to sustain a concussion yesterday. So for what I can count, we only have what, 2 corners?
Mhm.
All we got is McLeod and Darnay
And Darius. You want to count Darius Williams?
and
Oh, yeah,
Rodarius.
Darius.
Darius. Or
Three
Darius. I
corners.
keep saying Darius. Or Darius. Yeah.
3 corners we have right now. So something has to be addressed. I understand it's only Friday. You're gonna look into whatever you like. You gotta look into people break
9 days.
try out. Who?
You got 9 days to get ready for that next game against Washington.
Like
I
9
just
days.
want to see the front office get aggressive. Let's pick up some free agency. Let's pick up some free agents that's out there. You know, I don't stop continue bringing up practice players that haven't, you know, we haven't really seen in a NFL game before. You know, like come on, man,
Right.
let's get aggressive here, man. It's crunch time now. You know, after Thanksgiving,
Yes.
it's win or go home time.
Yep.
So let's go. I feel like, you know, we still have an opportunity here, man. We still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. I just want to make the playoffs. And you know, once you let the Giants in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Anything.
Anything can happen.
Anything.
Can I ask y'all a question? How y'all felt about that play, the touchdown that they called back? Do y'all feel like Matt Prick was all? He didn't look like he was all the way down the field, did he?
Well, no, all you have to do is be beyond the line of scrimmage as an offensive lineman. I keep saying this. I said this. I brought it up to these guys in our own group chat or whatever. Because this mess happened when my college team, Florida State, a couple of weeks ago. A game we should legitimately have just been walking over whoever our opponent was at the time. As an offensive lineman, like I understand you're in space. You're trying to, like, after a play kind of sort of breaks down or whatever, it's just like, all right, you know, what do I have to do? I'm looking for somebody to put a hat on. But you, at some point, you got to realize where you are. You got to have some type of field awareness to understand, like, all right, listen, that's the line of scrimmage. I can't go beyond that.
Yeah.
And the only time that you should be beyond that is when you got a screen pass, or if you see, like, you know, your quarterback scrambling or something like that, then, okay, it's time to start setting some blocks for him so he can get downfield.
Yeah.
Other than that, if my quarterback is dropping back and I know that's what he's doing, and, you know, ball's gone, what am I doing downfield? I don't understand it. It's just something that never sits right with me.
Me personally, like again, I agree with Vidgy. Like it took a touchdown off the board. It killed it. It just is what it is at this point.
Definitely, it would have definitely been a tone setter right there. But
yeah. Would have changed a lot. It would have changed a lot of the tone of the game. But I mean, it's like, what can you do about it? Like, what can you do about it now? Just like, and I mean, you know, it comes down to the fact that Tyree Phillips should be on the field anyway. Evan Neal should be there, but I think Neal's banged up. Neal probably doesn't make that mistake. So, and like you said, like you guys have both been saying this whole time, it's just gotta get healthy. Gotta focus on getting healthy. Got to.
What happened with Shane Lemieux? He was injured too on Sunday. He got injured.
No, he was bad.
Yeah, he was just.
No, he was bad.
He got killed in the Lions game.
The McNeil kid was killing him. McNeil was killing him.
Yes, yes. Because they were highlighting him during the first game, the Lions Bills game, because the dude McNeil was lighting the Bills up too. I think he had they said he had like 10 pressures or something like that by himself.
Yeah, it was
that Giants-Lions game. Yeah. And they were showing it.
Crazy.
They were showing it. They were showing highlights. He had Shane Lemieux on skates. He was just running Lemieux back in the Daniel Jones every play. It was just ugly. It was ugly. Yeah.
I noticed that I'm like, why are we starting Jack Anderson today? You know, I did not see him injury report, but
he ain't do worse than Lemieux. I'll tell you that much. My only issue is, I've been telling Vidgy, and I've said this to a lot of people before, like, people are so big on Shane Lemieux, but to me, there's a reason you were a 6th-round pick as a guard. Like, if you're a 6th-round pick, I didn't have hopes for him to be this amazing guy to step in and be a franchise left guard. I just didn't. Like, there's a reason that people go in the rounds that they go in. Like, yes, there's some people who are gyms, some people there's off season things, sure, whatever, blah blah. But like, look at look at the draft that we passed on. Look at the draft we took Aziz Ojolari. Look at the people that we passed on for him. I'm talking like Wyatt Davis. I'm talking Trey Smith. Trey Smith went in the 6th round of the draft, and now he starts for the Chiefs and is one of the best guards in the game. 2nd year in the league. Because they were scared he might have blood clot, so they didn't touch him. That's not just on the Giants, on the entire league, but like, at what point do you look like, and I'm not gonna say look down on because I don't really like the term, but like, at what point are you just like, you're not worth the risk? Like, excuse me, this franchise has sucked for how long?
6,
How
7.
long how long have we been so down that you can turn your nose to a person like, oh, you might have medical issues. You might be an all-pro guard, but you have medical issues, so we're not going to touch you. Cool. Rich keep getting richer. Let me go to these guys who won championships in the past couple seasons. And immediately play next to Creed Humphrey, another rookie, and play next to Joe Thuney, the best guard in the entire league, or one of the best, top 2, top 3, debatably. And now we have one of the best guard, center guard, interior O-lines in the entire league because your dumbass wanted to pass on me for 6 rounds. But we pick up people like Shane Lemieux, who wasn't the best lineman on his own line in Oregon, in the 6th round. Oh, we got Shane Lemieux. He can plug and play at left guard. Why? Why do we ever think he could be a plug and play left guard from day one? Why do we think that? I never thought that. If Matt Pert was a 3rd round pick and he's not playing at right tackle, why is a 6th round pick and Shane Lemieux starting left guard? Like, make it make sense.
That's why the guy that did it isn't here anymore.
Like, just make it make sense, man. Like, I don't understand. Why did we ever think that this guy? I never thought he was going to be good. He's a 6th round pick. He's a project guy. People like that are the ones that should be on the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with friggin' Azudu. Who was this guy? I'm looking at college prospects from before college season starts. You know that. Bidgie knows this. I look at college prospects before. I look at college prospects back in like June in freaking May and April. I'm watching spring bowl games. I watch North Carolina's college football. I watched when Michael Carter and Javonte Williams were there. Not once did I hear about Josh Azudu for NFL potential, NFL prospect.
He went
Not
3rd
once.
round, right? Josh Zulu went 3rd round, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, who are these people? I was telling them we had a podcast a couple of weeks ago. I told that past draft was like a tale of 2 regimes. You had your people like when we took KT, we took Evan. That was Shane and Dable. That was look at this. This is like we can take big names. You know the Giants are always trying to take the starting safety from William and Mary in the 1st round.
Yep.
Like, you know that, like, oh, we got the quarterback from Keene University. He's a sleeper. Like, in the 1st round, we drafted that guy. He's going to, like, the Giants always try to do that. No, we got 2 banner names, Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau. Then you come back and you take not one, but you take both of the starting guards from North Carolina. That's an old Giants regime move. Like, come on, man. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it, man.
Hell, McKeithen didn't even make it to the season. I saw him go down in person. Shit.
Who?
McKeithen. I said he didn't even make it to the season. I saw it because he went down at FanFest.
I just don't understand it. I mean, you see why people like the Colts got Quentin Nelson. He's been one of the best guards in the entire game for the past how many years he's been in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Zach Martin. Been one of the best guards in the league for however long he's been in the league. And there's a reason these guys go in the 1st round. Like, there's a reason for it. Because if that were the case, Quentin Nelson would have went in the 7th round. Like, if he wasn't as good as he was. Like, there's a reason for all this. It's like we can't keep investing. Like there's so many things wrong with this roster. Oh, I don't know. I just don't. I just don't understand anymore. like June said, like this practice squad, we have it like a Tony Jefferson and Landon Collins down on the practice squad. We have people like that on the practice squad.
Why?
Didn't get elevated.
Why they ain't get elevated? NFL
Didn't get,
players.
didn't get people with experience, people that are veterans and know the situation, know the game. Even a Quincy Roche got released. They waived him. Like
Hell, why Davis was on our practice squad? He wasn't long enough to do anything because who pulled him from us?
the Saints pulled him. The Saints pulled him, and the Saints pulled him. And what's it called? They pulled him and put him to go to the active roster, and he starts now. Like again, there's people out there, even at the corner position. We got to pick somebody up. We're down 3 or 4 corners now. We got to pick somebody up. We got to pick at least one person up, possibly 2. And please be experienced corners. Please be experienced corners. I don't need a Justin Lane that we got rid of a couple weeks ago. I don't need any more Nick McLeods. I don't care if they're older. You got some 30, 31, 32-year-old corners sitting on free agency. Nobody's giving them a call. Give them a call. Offer them a veteran minimum deal. Get them in and tell them the scheme. Tell them the system. Because Cliff Harris Jr. and Kevin King and everybody else I named cannot hurt us more than we've already been hurting at the corner position. These people cannot hurt. They can probably only help, and they can provide some type of veteran leadership.
Yeah.
And a much needed secondary, because the most senior person of that secondary is Moreau now, and he's out. Before him, it was Dory. So if you can pull somebody like a Cliff Harris or somebody, why not bring him in? It's just, I know that I watched a bit of the post game press conference, and Dable was visibly upset, and I mean, and I understand, but it's not. This one was on everybody. It was on the players. It was on the coaching. Like, it was on everybody. Like, even the management for bringing in the players they brought in, because there needed to be. You got to upgrade some of these positions. You got to provide upgrades to positions. And like I said, Dable's well within his right to be mad, but at the same time, I understand he's probably mad at himself too. Oh, around on that 4th down play, there's only 10 people on the field.
Oh yeah. We only had 10 minutes on the field for that play.
Oh, and then that.
Yep. We only had 10 minutes on the field for that 4th down play. The biggest, most crucial moment in the game that changed the whole complexity of the game. We only had 10 minutes on the field. And that's why we are where we are right now. That's why.
I feel like these guys are feeling themselves. They, we are, like I mentioned before, they seen the record and they're like, okay, let's continue rolling these guys out here. We winning games with these guys, but come on, team's gonna catch on to what you're doing. The past couple of weeks, they have catched on. But stop the run, force Daniel Jones to throw.
Like he'll say, if you can put 8 in the box, or you don't even need to, because that's the other thing I was saying to Benji. Like, why is it that we can send 7 and 8 people in pressure and we can't get home against their 5 or 6?
Can't get home.
Like, how do you send 8? How do you send 8 against 6 and get stopped and get nobody even touching Dak's jersey?
Oh my God!
We can send 8 and not get home, and they can send 5 and they get home.
They get home.
like what's at that point? It's just like, what is it? What is it?
Get it. Like I said last week, we sat up there and we went up against a 3-man rush, and Daniel Jones took a sack on it. I'm like
that's what I'm just like. How can you not get home when you rush 8? You rush 8 people at the quarterback, and they have their 5-man line and 1 running back to help to pick up some blitz pickup, and they stall. They block all 8 of you with 6 people. There's 2 left over. How are you not getting home? Like
And,
I
and
don't know.
that's the part we miss, like the Xavier McKinney's, in this defense right here, because he was one of those guys they were sending on those blitzes, and he was getting there. He was getting,
Mhm.
now you got it. Now the game changed. They were sending Darnay Holmes too earlier in the season on some of those blitzes, but now he got to stay home and now in cover. Last night I seen a lot of zero blitzes last night from Wink, and I'm like, why you are zero blitzing with guys that you picked up off the street? Well, looking corners. Why are you zero blitzing with no help?
Yo,
Yo, well, like my man was going at it with like the third and fourth corner from Weequahic and Eastside Highs, yo.
Oh man, I'm like, come on, man. We got to change the game plan, man. I'm not telling you don't send no blitzes. That's part of the game. You got to send some heat. We're not gonna let Dak sit there. But come on, man, leave some help in the back of the defense. It was times he was leaving them guys in the island by themselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't had no answer for Gallup last night. Gallup was making some great catch. Well, the corners. Let me take that back. The corners was on him, but he was making some good catches in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
They started attacking us with CD in the second half. It's a weakness. Darnay.
oh man, I'm like, and I'm like the biggest Darnay Holmes advocate. I think he could be really good for us, but after yesterday, like I need to see, and I'll bring up to this. Probably be the last point. I'm going to send it to Ben. I'm throw it over to you, Benji. I know I'm going to throw Darnay in with what I want to say to you, but I know yesterday you brought up the fact that Saquon and McKinney need to take a long look in the mirror. And I'm gonna throw Darnay into that mix,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna let you explain what you meant by that. So you go ahead.
Well, as far as Saquon more so is on the field stuff, all right? Because I don't know if it's him pressing. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is with him, but like just like Joe said earlier, the guy's he's always like legitimately always on the ground. He's running out. You sit up here, you got him wide open. Granted, like I said, I know the pass was behind him, but not every pass coming your way is going to be perfect. And if you need it perfect, you don't need to be suiting up. But this isn't the first time, like in big moments, that this dude has failed to execute. So, like I said, I don't know if he's in his own head, like I said, what Darius Slayton was, after the Washington game last year, all the way up until like this year when he started coming on. I don't know what the situation is. This is back-to-back games or whatever that he just has not been himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As far as McKinney goes, McKinney needs to look in the mirror and see, all right, listen, my investment is my own physical body. All right? I cannot be going out there. I don't give a damn what the situation was, putting myself at risk when it is that my physical body is my investment, the thing that I am betting on, the thing that I am using to create my income, and my fame to a lower extent. This dude is a leader on the defense. He is the guy with the mic in his helmet. He's got the radio. All right, that's going to Julian Love right now. But at this point, I'm like, yo, on your bye week, if you're going to be sitting up here doing stupid stuff, do you need it back? Or do we leave it with Julian Love? Because, again, if he's out there instead of Pinnock, you're talking about a different story. You're not having tight ends run wide open over the middle. You're not having guys, miss tackles, like I said, on a guy with his back turned. How do you do that? McKinney doesn't do that. Jason Pinnock does, but Xavier McKinney doesn't. So he needs to sit up here and he needs to take a look at himself and be like, all right, listen, am I going to grow up, be a man, and actually do my job and do what's necessary to be available for my team? Or am I going to sit up here and continue being a child and saying, oh, I could do whatever I want on my bye week, even if it costs me 5, 6, 7 weeks of my career in this season? Something needs to happen, somebody need to get in some of these guys' ears. I'm not saying, you can't go out and have fun, but I'm saying Do that mess within reason.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what happened with Jason Pierre-Paul.
I I ran the whole thing down a couple of weeks ago. It's all. It seemed like it happens to the Giants
Think
every
about
time.
think about what happened with Plaxico Burress, bro. I swear I keep bringing this mess up. Burress does not shoot himself. We go back to back.
We go back to the Super Bowl. We was 5-0 at that point.
No,
Were we like 5-0
we were
going into
11-1.
Yep.
We were 11-1 when Burress shot himself.
Yeah.
Because that was right after the Cardinals game. We sat up there. Burress decided he wanted to go over to LQ, which, okay, I don't blame him for that. But, but Burress decided he wanted to go over to LQ or whatever, and it's apparently right after Steve Smith had got held up outside his house. So he's going to go over there with a gun with no safety on it, tucked into his sweatpants. You ain't got no holster. You ain't got no safety. You just want to tuck it into the band or whatever with the drawstring that may not even be tightened up, right? That's what your idea was? And then it's going to slide down, and the first thing you do is you go try and grab it, and you grab the trigger. How many bad things? I don't understand it, yo. But like I said, the people on this team honestly just need to look at like, yo, this is an opportunity that most people do not get, and you need to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got, yo.
Yeah. Just before we're done here, just some news, just some notes and everything. They have the play counts from yesterday. 3 people played 100% of the snaps for defense. Julian Love, Nick McLeod, and Justin Pinnock played all 75 snaps on defense. They're the only 3. Dexter Lawrence only played 84%. Same thing with Leonard Williams. Dane Belton only got 7 snaps. He only played 9% of the time. I don't know what's up with that, because I prefer him on
Belt, I
the
think,
field
got hurt.
Pinnock. He cramping. I saw he was cramping up. Like I saw him stretching his foot. Like that's one. And the other thing I saw is that we just waived Devery Hamilton and Trenton Thompson, so we're making space for something or somebody. So that's the only thing I can see. We waived those 2. We waived both of them from the main roster, so they'll probably pop up on the probably pop back down to the practice squad. So we're making them. It looks like we're going to probably bring somebody or some pieces in, because we damn sure need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Weren't some of these like we named some of these corners, some receiver help? Something's got to give. We got to bring some people in with some veteran experience that can help, because if we could pull, like we said, if we could pull 3 more wins out, we have a shot at the playoffs. But we keep trending this direction, we're gonna end up 7-10.
Can we go back to 2015 and get 2015 Odell?
Hey,
like pre-ACL injuries.
And you brought up David Sills earlier in the show. This is me just thinking out the box. I was thinking, because what number he was wearing this year?
13.
I felt like he was trying to keep him away, or maybe cut him just in case.
Just in case.
Odell, this is just me thinking wild right now, just in case. But after last night, let's be real, y'all. Odell, I don't think Odell want to play with Daniel Jones as his quarterback. Like,
I don't know, yes or no. I'm just like, first off, what kind of money do we have to actually bring him in?
Mm-hmm.
Unless we're signing him to a multi-year deal, and then is his knee in good enough condition for that?
Is he asking for a 3-year contract, right?
I don't even know. All I know is
he asked for a 3-year.
I think the one plus side to what the situation between like us and Dallas when it comes to Odell is, do you want to come in and be a third wide receiver? Bro, you're Odell Beckham Jr. Are you going to go out there and back up CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup and maybe Noah Brown?
I was gonna say, like, that's the one thing you can really draw on. I mean, to me, the biggest draw is that your friends are here. Your
Yeah,
friends are here. If you want to come play with your friends, like you tweet out every week, I miss Saquon, I miss Sterling,
Yeah,
I miss this person, I miss that person. Like, come play with your friends again. Your friends want you back. Like, we have different ownership, different GM, different head coaches, and you see what we're doing. You see what the play calling is. You see that you know that Dable is a modern day like mastermind at calling plays. With him and McCaffrey calling plays, but like if we have the personnel for it, it
yeah,
can be effective.
yeah,
And you are can be a major start to the personnel overturn. Like, and the money can work. The money can work. It's gonna be. It would have to be a veteran minimum the first year, and then the next 2 years will have to be more loaded with money. But it would have to be
yeah,
heavily incentivized and everything based on his health, his knee conditioning, and all that. And it
yeah,
will have to be some type of avoidable year if something, God forbid, were happen to him again. But
yep.
the money situation, from this money standpoint, it could work. It's just from everything else, But like I said, that would be our one big draw. I was thinking that, and then like you said, like you're gonna go to Dallas, and I mean you can use that, but he went to the Rams at the same thing. Like, he went to the Rams and he wasn't the number one because Cooper Cup was number one.
oh yeah.
So
Oh no,
you
I'm
could
just
say,
saying, like you're clearly behind Cup in that situation, but are you behind Van Jefferson?
oh no, he was
Yeah.
number two. He was number two. But I mean, you had him, and then you had Robert Woods was there too, and everything. So I mean, they had a lot of pieces in the receiver room. But you're gonna go to Dallas, and I mean that's one thing you can say. Like if you're going to Dallas, you're gonna have you got CD Lamb and Michael Gallup are number one, and number two. There's
Mhm.
too much money. Like CD Lamb is still on his rookie contract, yeah, but Gallup there's too much money invested in him to be number three, number four receiver.
Mhm.
And then they see what Noah Brown's been doing. He's been showing great flashes down there. So
Yeah.
you're coming into on the wrong side of 30, asking for a 3 year, 30, $40 million deal to be a number four receiver.
Off your
Like,
second ACL.
They say the
right.
thing they got a lot on going in his favor about Dallas. I hear most of his family is from the Texas, Dallas area,
Mm,
so that's why it's leaning towards him.
Mhm.
Um, he did add back the Bills back to the equation.
yeah, I saw that.
He talks today. I read a couple of articles that he is going to visit the Bills. That's going to be his third team. He's going to visit, and one team don't count out. One team not count out. It's the 49ers. I hear the 49ers might be in play too. So
That's
uh
another weird one though.
I wouldn't be mad at it though, because
I
like
wouldn't
you
be
have
mad at it. It'd be a nice little ad, but if you think about it again, because it's the same thing with Dallas
Dallas.
to a higher extent. Because
Mhm.
then you got Kittle
Yeah.
on top of Brandon Ayuk, on
And
top of Debo Samuel, on top of CMC.
he's a receiver
Yeah,
now. He done made him a
like
receiver. Oh man. I watched they're dangerous. I was telling my boy
mhm.
they are dangerous.
it's it's literally if they can get the ball going, if they can get Kittle re-involved in the offense again. That was the main issue with it. Like Kittle wasn't involved in the offense this season, and
They get
I mean I
They get Eli Mitchell going. Like they started giving him some runs in the second half. And that was the dangerous part. They had at one point Eli Mitchell in the backfield, Christian McCaffrey lined up at slot, and Debo at another slot. And you got Kittle running up the middle of the scene. I'm like, yo, this is scary hours. And Bennie, are you on the outside? Like, yo, how you defend that? But it's
and
up to one guy, Garoppolo. He
and,
got him
and
the plays.
yeah, and Jawan Jennings ain't no slouch neither.
And yeah, I
Jennings
know
ain't
if the
no slouch
playoff.
either.
And y'all know if the playoff would have started today, you know what? Nah, Seattle would have been playing them. Earlier in the week, it was the Giants. Well, I was seeing some playoff picture, even though it's still early. It would have been the Giants in San Fran. And I was telling San Fran fans, we have good history out of San Fran. we got great history out of San Fran. Going back to the late 80s. I know y'all got a good team, but we have great history out there. I don't know if you want.
Man, I don't know. Oh
But they're
man, I don't know.
talented
I don't
though.
know.
I'd rather see if we do make the playoffs, see like the Bucks. But you know what? Don't talk about playoffs yet. Let's get these 3 to 4 wins.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's get these wins, man. Like Like that's why I want to focus on taking a game at a time. We can get three. Like you said. Yeah, I actually want to read. I saw a tweet from Lawrence Tynes, former
Mhm.
Giants kicker. He said, if someone told you in August the Giants would finish 7-10, you'd have said that's progress. If someone told you the Giants have 7 wins with 6 to play with a chance at the playoffs, you'd be excited.
Mhm.
So be excited.
Mhm.
So I gotta kind of look at it like that.
I mean,
I gotta look at it like that too. Like I
it
can't. Like
it's
we
an
could have.
overly optimistic mindset.
Mhm.
I get where he's coming from, but the thing is, expectations change as the season's going on. If this team started 0-4 and then reeled off 7 straight wins, I'd be over the moon.
Of
But
course.
this team sat up there, and like I said, we were 7-2, and then after one really bad performance, and then one where we were just friggin' outmatched or whatever performances or whatever, where it's just like, all right, the team kind of sort of looks like it's falling off the rails a bit. Should I still be as excited, or should I just be like, all right, we got to get this together?
It's like I was saying a couple weeks ago. It's like we were sitting here, we were talking about as far as like if we could finish the season. Remember before I was like, well, shit. Now I sit up here and I feel bad saying if we can win three out, if we could win 3 out of the last 8
Yeah.
and 3-5 and be 10-7, we're doing. Is that bad to look at now?
Mm-hmm.
But like now it's like I almost fall back to that expectation again. Like, well, again, if we can win 3 of these last 6 and go 10-7, anything can happen. We just have to see what happens in the future. We gotta see what happens. Like June said, we have 9 days to figure this out.
Yep.
We got 9 days.
A
We gotta
Washington
bring some.
team that's getting healthy too. Chase Young might be in the lineup this weekend. I forgot
Mm-hmm.
who they playing this weekend, but at the Tex, no, not that they just played the Texans. I forgot. But next time when we do play them, Chase Young, adding to that defensive line that is stout already, that been playing
Mm-hmm.
well these past 5 games. So and we are battered. We are injured up front. That's why I'm bringing that up.
Mm-hmm.
we are,
Yeah,
we are hurt. We're hurting up front. So
we got 9 days to get healthy. Hopefully, we can add some pieces.
mhm.
We can sit up here and we could, whether it's some corner help, some receiver help, hold line help, whatever it may be, we gotta do.
Have
But I think we were saying before, and like while we were just watching that game yesterday, I guess it kind of the one thing I did see was seeing Nick Gates being back to center and
mhm,
looking pretty good in it.
mhm.
That's one thing I am. If I have to take a silver lining piece off of the offensive line performance, because Andrew Thomas didn't even have his best game. I know he was battling the flu and he was just getting off of having the flu.
Yeah,
He gave up a sack or two to Parsons,
Parsons,
but
yeah.
I don't know
I
how they're
mean,
actually going to grade that, because one of the first sack that Parsons got, it was
he
on
ran
Andrew
the
Thomas, but it
entire
was that
circle.
long one where he looped all the way around
Yeah, he
to
ran the
get to. So
entire
I don't know if
circle,
that's
and
going to go on him or not.
I don't know. Like Daniel Jones looked like he started to take off to try to run and get a couple of yards, and then Parsons came from behind and you know
Yeah.
and tackled him. But the
Mm-hmm.
second one, yeah, he fired off the line and beat Thomas off the
Beat
ball.
Thomas off the ball, yeah.
Yeah.
I say it wasn't Thomas' best game, but the guy's still one of the best tackles in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the only thing I could see that I really was really pretty happy with is seeing Gates back at center. I think we can. I want to assume that he's probably going to be the starting center going forward. I'd be fine with that. I think he's
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't be
no,
mad. Man, John Feliciano, what's his name? Feliciano?
Luciano.
yeah,
Yeah.
Feliciano. He's only going to 1 year deal anyway, so he's gone this year,
Bruce.
I believe. And then like Mark Lewinsky is like he's just been decent. He's a decent vet that can start. Getting Neil back is going to be huge,
Yeah. Should be back.
and then we got to figure out that left guard position.
Our position. We gotta figure that out.
And I wouldn't be mad if we took somebody in the first round or two of next year's draft. I wouldn't be
Mhm.
mad at it.
Samoan. I
This
want.
guy always wants a Samoan. Like,
I've wanted an angry Samoan guard for like 10 years, and I haven't got one.
yo, you're not getting your Michael Patzis. It's not happening. Like, it's not happening. Like I said, we can find the left guard, and either whether it be free agency or in the draft, we could find one that's going to actually step in and be the guy for us going forward. And Milan has a chance to really rebound next year. And like I said, the futures of a lot of players are in the balance as far as how Saquon's going to finish his last year with us. Contract wise, how he's going to finish it. Is he going to limp across the finish line, or is he going to be coming back to what he looked like in the first 7-8 weeks of the season? And then Daniel Jones, like, probably the two biggest questions, the fates of those two going forward.
Mhm.
And the end of the season is really gonna tell. I think I looked it up earlier. Daniel Jones, just stats wise, I don't think he's doing like. Of course, you want the touchdowns to be more. He has 2,165 yards passing on the season. He has 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Of course, you want the touchdowns to be a little more, but the one thing you have seen is progress as far as holding on to as far as not turning the ball over is the one thing I will give him a ton of credit for.
Mhm.
Cut down the turnovers tremendously, fumbles and interceptions. You want to see more touchdowns. The yards will come game to game, but it's really on those two. And you're the franchise quarterback as of now. This is this is your role. You're the franchise quarterback, and you're the franchise running back. If you want a future of this team, you have to put the team on y'all back the rest of the way.
Yep.
Great.
You decide how you want your season to end and how you want potentially your Giants career to end. You decide. But time will tell. Like I said, we got 9 days to figure it out to get healthy, bring in pieces that we need to bring in. I'm pretty much done. Any last words? Anything?
Nah.
Hot take? Nothing? All right. Well, it's been a great show. June, love having you on the show. Gotta
Yeah.
do this more often.
Yes,
Gotta
sir.
get you on.
Yes, sir. So I'm
Hopefully
ready.
next time after the Giants win, that would be great.
Oh yeah. The Giants wins, man. But
The
Dallas,
Giants win.
man, they was killing my phone and killing me on Facebook. After the Giants lost, man, my phone. I just turned it off, man. After a while.
Yeah, oh man, it was rough.
Yeah,
Well,
hopefully after a win though, for sure.
yeah, well, we gotta get you on after for Victor Information podcast. Is what we call it when we win.
Yeah.
So we gotta get you on for Victor Information. Get your takes on some wins. We can be in a better mood.
Yeah,
but
I'm still
thanks
mad
for everybody. Oh yeah. Thanks for everybody watching the show. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Like, comment, share, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. If you guys are young, I'm trying to be young and hip like some of the younger guys. I'm on TikTok now. We're now on TikTok, posting some sports highlights, videos, content. Come chat with us. Let us know in the chat how you think we did, what you like, what you didn't like, what we missed, what we can improve on. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Until next week, thank you for watching.